Okay, so I was rating some of my older comics, and one of them is this one, which there's not really any comic here. It's just character designs. I think they're back from 2007 or 2006. I'm not sure. Maybe a little older than that. This one's called The Final Battle. What's it about? Who knows? I know that this was supposed to be a comic that I was going to rate up, and I might actually shine this one up a little bit. Anyway, character design. I'd say this was kind of basic, but the coloring's really nice. I did stay in the lines. In the hand, it's decent. Okay. So, this one's alright. I think this one's okay. It's certainly not the best OC in the world, but it's not the worst either. And then let's take a look at the armored version of her. Okay. Well, I mean, her face is a little... I mean, I could draw another version right beside her. That's what I might do. I'm gonna draw another version of her. Just, there we go. So, this is her face. Let's start with her face. Her face is kind of... Okay, well... Alright. So... I mean, she could have had a bigger face, but we're just gonna go with this. Alright. We're gonna... condense her eyes a little bit. I'm gonna angle those better. And then we're gonna go like this, like that, like that. It looks like she only has 3 major eyelashes. And then her little eyelids are up pretty high. She's got pretty standard brows. They're a little high, but it's normal. We're gonna give her a tweaked nose. We're gonna give her some better eyes. Of course, we're gonna stick with the tiny mouth, true to her style. We're not even gonna put a lip. Her little ears are visible. She has very tiny ears. If you look here, her ears are so small. I mean, I guess she wouldn't hear very well, huh? Anyway. And then she has like a top half. Just like that. It looks like it's a necklace of some sort, like some kind of armored twizzle stick necklace. I don't even know what this design is on here, but we're gonna go with it. The little twizzle stick going on here. And we're not trying to do this in a way that's going to be correcting me, because honestly, I just get better as I go. Now, she's pretty busty, so I don't want to go too big. I really don't want to go too big, my dude. I'd say her body type is pretty thin. seemed like that was pretty common in my overall designs. We're just gonna draw her hips. Now I do have to get both hands in here to draw her hip, because it goes down a little bit. Then I'm thinking she probably has a pretty decent figure. These hips might be a little big for her, but we've got more to her hip than she originally had. And presumably she's probably wearing one of these sorts of pants. Probably, which is weird. I mean, she's got her breastplate, and I know that this midsection should probably be covered. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to add a little bit to her armor, where it's like a middle central piece right here, and then attaching to this is another piece right here. And I want this piece to kind of fan out, and I want that same thing on this side, because this will protect the kidney areas. Okay, and then we want to kind of establish that this is a plate, like a plate mail. Now we're going to do the forbidden boob window, but this boob window is not like the other boob windows. So we have our boob window, which is a heart, but then we also have a layer underneath, like right here. I'm guessing that would be armor. So we're going to call this a little cutlass top. And of course you can kind of see her bosom, but it's not, you can't see it very well. Alright, and then she's got kind of like, it goes up to her shoulders, and it kind of squares off right here. Well, it's round there, but we're doing a different cut of her top. And then she's got her little sleeves, which are not going to be the strongest sleeves in the world, but they're gonna be decent. They look like they have some armor on them. So we're just gonna presume that the armor is basically this whole section. We're gonna say that this has a whole other breastplate on top of it, which goes like this, kind of like a bib. Cuts off back up here. And we're going to make kind of a banana shape. Now, would I think that this whole thing would be armored? Maybe not. I'd think maybe up to here. And then this is just maybe fabric. Like that. And then you've got her little bits of armor that just kind of direct it. And then she's got like a piece of fabric here, which we're just gonna do again, some lines on that. Be like a thicker layer. And then she's got another layer of armor to it. It looks like she has another layer. So let's make it so that this has a layer. And we're just going to go like that. And we're going to layer it over itself. And then just to add a little bit of divots, we're doing this so that at least it looks like it's attached. There we go. And then you go up like this, because this looks like it's got some armor on it again. All right. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. We could say that this is regular pant legs. I feel like she'd be kind of roguish. She's not really an upfronter in general. Oh, she's got another layer. Look at that. If you look, she has 2 layers. So she has another layer under her other layer, which could be fabric. So we're going to give it kind of a loose luster. And then we're going to draw her arms. And it kind of looks like she has gloves all the way up. And they too are armored. They're armored like right here. Around her arms. She's got some bigger forearms. And we're just going to kind of hide her hands behind her back, because in this illustration you don't see her arms. We don't know what her arms are like. I'm going to add a few layers to this so that it looks better. And like with the rest of that material or fabric, we're going to do kind of a soft flailing of the fabric. And then we got this thing again. It looks like we're doing an arm. And we're going to add the fabric lines again, because I feel like that will add some definition to her. So we're going to add some fabric lines. We're going to add her hips. We've got some muscle in her stomach. She's got some muscle. It's going to be hard to differentiate it in here because of everything else. It is a female, from what I can see. And she's got this, which I'm assuming this is all just kind of fabric-y. And these sleeves, I'm going to assume, become sort of like a metal. So what we're going to do is we're going to adorn this whole thing with lines. Just the fabric itself. Just like that. And we're also going to adorn this fabric with lines, like some pinstriping. That just kind of shows some elegancy to match the rest of it. We're just going to have it hemmed like that. And then she has kind of a scraggle hair, as I'm going to call it. There we go. And she's done.